So coming into a relaxed supine position, you're going to take either both soft balls or the rolled towel, and you're going to place them below your ribs in your tummy, and we start very softly, staying on the elbows, breathing into the balls, and on the exhalation, allowing the exhale to relax the body over the balls. And when you get used to that, you can take your elbows out a little bit wider, make fists of both of your hands, and rest your forehead on your hands. And once again, as easily as possible, allow the exhalation to relax the body over the balls. If this causes any kind of distress, just don't do it today. Come back up. Try the rolled towel instead. Or just don't do it today. If that feels okay for you, you can then take one hand on top of the other, rest your forehead on your hands, let your ribs come to the floor, and stay here and breathe. You can stay here for 1 to 3 minutes if you wish. You can stay here and breathe, or you can even do very gentle rocking movements from left to right. As always, we come out of these massage exercises very slowly. Remove the props. Just take a little rest. Notice how the breath feels when you come back up to kneeling or to sitting. Next is melting the psoas. And we're going to go into the very front part of the hip. Once again, we can use the balls or you can use the rolled towel. Just want to make sure that you access your hip bone and you access your muscles of your thigh, and it's in between those two. So if you put your finger in, you'll feel a tendinous lump. And that tendon, just inside it, you're going to find your iliacus and your iliopsoas. We can also access the psoas through the back, but we're just going to do this one first of all because I absolutely love the feeling of melt. So one ball underneath the front of each hip, and it is a melt session. Once again, you start up on your elbows, and when you inhale, do nothing. When you exhale, really try to let everything relax. Then we move closer to the floor. This won't be as sensational as the ribs and the abdomen. And then we're going to lie completely onto the floor. From here, I've turned my head just so that I can speak into the microphone, but you can keep your forehead on your hands. From here, we're just going to lazily bend and straighten one leg and then the other. Then we're going to bend the leg, lift the leg, turn the leg out and in and lower it. Bend the other leg, lift it, turn it out and in and lower it. And just do that again as lazily and as effortlessly as possible. You can actually play around with the exact location if you have the balls, and if you're using the towel, actually you're hitting more than one location, so it can be extra beneficial for some. As always, after a few moments, say 1 to 3 minutes, remove the balls, rest, and when you come up, once again, notice. Although you can use the towel for the next one, actually a ball is the best prop for this one. You're going to try to get into your quadratus lumborum, and that is a muscle that joins your hip to your rib at the back. So you have to get into a point that kind of goes in from your floating rib and up a little bit. So on your side, with the knees bent, the knees in front of you, so that there's no tension there, the ball is going to go in underneath the ribs, so below the ribs. Here are my ribs. My floating ribs are just here, and this is just my oblique. So from here, I'm really trying to get under the ribs. So I'm lowering myself down, and as always, staying at a point to get into a relaxed, comfortable position first of all. I'm going to play around with this position. I can feel it immediately, but you might need to move up or down just a centimetre or so. Really, just a tiny move up and down is enough. And then from here, you're just going to move your weight back and forwards. So although the ball rolls ever so slightly, it's not really what we're looking for. We're not looking for lots of movement in the ball. We're looking for the body weight staying over the ball. For some, it will be helpful to straighten the underneath leg so that the knee is bent, the hip is straightened, and the knee is in line with the hip, and let the top knee fall to the floor if you're able to. And then you've got a kind of a twisting motion that happens. Let me turn around and show you that. So from this position, the underneath hip opens, and you'll feel that already going into your quadratus lumborum. And if you're able to, that top knee comes to the floor. And if you're not able to put the top knee on the floor, just get yourself something to support that knee. And the movement is really very small, a tiny little shift of the weight forwards and backwards, and once again We stay here for 1 to 3 minutes.